Let's get to the next segment. I definitely want to dive deep on your career. I've read your book partially. I'm going to read it on my flight to Singapore tonight. I saw your journey. It was beautiful. It was inspirational for me because at some point of time, I was thinking, why am I working so hard? There was a point in time I was working like 90 hours a week, crazy. I won't expect others to do it. It's just that the drive and passion. I enjoy doing it, so I'm doing it. So then I reduced it to 60, 70, but there were times I still have to go back and work a lot of hours. And then people were asking me, that's impossible, but it is possible, you can do it. But your book helped me to understand how a long-term vision or long-term journey for myself it can look like. I'm sure others can find your book and read it, but what was your initial interest when you started college? Do you think you would get here, or was it a different path you took and different destination you have arrived? What were you thinking when you were getting out of college and just looking back?
Yeah, that's a great question. Years back, 35 years ago, I ran into Steve Jobs at Stanford. I didn't know that meeting could be a game changer for me. He planted some seeds. One of them, he kept asking, where is that fire in the belly, Feyzi? You are an executive at HP, you're working on your MBA, you already have a master's degree in computer science, you invented the fastest database in the world. Where is that fire in the belly? Like 6 times, if I remember correctly, and I couldn't answer it to his satisfaction. And as you know, he had that edge of driving, where is it? And he said, I'm a college dropout, you're working on your second master, where is that fire in the belly? And then he left me with an idea. He said, don't major in minor things.
Okay.
Don't
That's
major
a very strong
in
word.
minor things.
Yeah.
And I played with that idea during the 90s. I said, okay, I finished my MBA. I started from a programmer to being a corporate alliance manager, created $1 billion alliances like SAP, like Oracle, Accenture, and so on. But I was looking for that fire in the belly. And then also thinking, not measuring in minor things, major in a major thing. And the idea came to me. And that idea became to build the SaaS operating system, because Mark Benioff said it took him 5 years, $123 million to make one application SaaS. He said, what if we use our technology drive and aspiration and build an operating system for SaaS, that any application can be software as a service, practically on demand, as opposed to 5 years of R&D and millions of dollars and so on. And that became my thing. Okay. That gave me that vision. That gave me, okay, let's go do something major with a huge multi-trillion-dollar impact in the industry. That kept me driving. And one of the conversations I had with Steve Jobs later on, he said, you keep pushing me. How can I build resilience and the skill sets and the determination for it to go for something big? He said, practice on a smaller scales. Okay. One thing I decided to do was to win. I wasn't a great tennis player, and I made up my mind to win at a tournament, even if it's a local tournament. And I did that, I won. Okay. That was in Sunnyvale, California. Another one, a friend of mine was a former US Special Ops Scot, and he once mentioned, Feyzi, are you up to climbing Mount Whitney? And I said, where is Mount Whitney? What is it? He says, the tallest mountain in the lower 48 states in the United States. And I instantly said, that could be my next big practicing, achieving great things. And I said, let's do it. He said, no, I got to train you. We trained for 3 months, every other night, going on hiking with very heavy backpacks, different exercises, and eventually made it to the top of the summit of Mount Whitney and did it 2 more times, 3 times. So building stamina for doing something big. You take practice and stamina and resilience and really making up your mind and applying yourself, not because it's just fun to do something, but you're building muscle that you can do more serious stuff, like inventing something that would contribute to so many millions of lives, bring it to real world from just fun and games into something more serious, and kind of building muscle in order to undertake more serious, more consequential responsibilities.
If I may interrupt you, so I'm 100% with you on building the resilience, both mental versus physical, because you may be working until midnight, and then you have to wake up next day 6 in the morning with same energy, and you just have to keep going. These type of hikes and climbing the mountains can build the mental and physical strength.
Yes.
What are the other ways this can be achieved? So not everyone has the opportunity to climb a mountain, because maybe they may live in a country, these mountains may not be available, or the hikes may not be available to do.
Yeah, it's a matter of challenging your limiting beliefs.
Okay.
If you believe you cannot win a chess tournament and you practice playing chess, push your mind, your curiosity, your thinking, your strategy, and win. The word win is relative. You achieve certain level of mastery.
Okay.
That's you're pushing your Mount Whitney. If you can swim, if you can run, if you can participate in a spelling contest, if you join a Toastmasters club, which is a club for practicing public speaking, and win a tournament there. These are all different ways we can challenge and overcome our limiting beliefs, whether it was parents, society, teachers. They're constantly self-defeating limiting beliefs, and if we can overcome them, we open up the opportunity to achieve bigger and better goals.
That's awesome to hear. So what I'm hearing is having the winner's mindset and believe in yourself that you can do it while the society is telling you cannot. So you can still try different things, do it mentally and physically, I think. This is great.
One of the talks I gave at Toastmasters, I happen to be the president of Toastmasters for Silicon Valley, and won second place in a tournament speaking contest. And the topic was my formula for success. And it was really, as a former engineer, it really was a formula. Success is equal to ability times effort times attitude. Each one had 100. So you multiply 100 by 100 by 100 is 1,000,000. So 1,000,000 was the ultimate success. But if your ability is 50%, your effort is 10%, and your attitude is horrible, is 0, then the entire thing would be 0. It's a combination of ability, effort. You gotta apply yourself and have a positive attitude about it.
Can you give me one example where you felt like you're in the middle of your business or at work, you felt like this is not working, but the hikes and the Toastmaster and all the resilience you built by doing other things helped you to keep going and succeed? Can you give me one example?
Yeah, there are many examples in there. For example, you are at the middle of a conversation, and the other side is interrupting, bad energy, bad attitude, bad manners, disrespectful. You have an option to get triggered and interrupt the other person, have your energy messed up, and you get into a major conflict with the other person, or you have the option to be grounded, to become an observer of the situation, and basically pause and have a few deep breaths and slow down the conversation rather than keep the tempo increasing. That's not going to go somewhere good. And then say, would you mind telling me one more time what you were saying? What did you have in mind? Did I miss anything? May I ask a question? You're interrupting that whole pattern and put it back on track. That's just an example that being aware, being conscious, being grounded, being an observer of a situation, that's an essence of leadership. You have a goal to achieve.
Got it. One thing that comes to my mind is disruptors, right? You're building a career to disrupt a technology or ecosystem, okay? I'm sure there are other folks who are trying to do the disruption as well. I can see that people will quickly jump into Bitcoin versus AI. Now there's AI agents and there's a zillion other things coming up. How do you stay focused when there's so many interesting things, good things, great things? How do you stay focused? Like, this is what I want to solve, and I'm confident that this is going to solve the problem for the customer or the world without getting distracted with a whole bunch of other things.
This is a great question. They said if you want to do something right, don't try to do everything right. If I'm gearing up to ascend Mount Whitney and I get 5 text people from Colorado, from Canada, from Alaska, they're climbing other mountains. Good. They're doing their own mountains, I'm doing my mountain. You make a decision and embark on a journey to make something happen. And along the way, if you, for example, as we are on this journey, cloud happened. Cloud happened as I was on a journey to make SaaS
Yeah.
happen. We adopted the cloud. Then blockchain happened. We adopted blockchain. Then AI happens. We adopt. So the vision is there, but we are adding turbo engines. Maybe we adjust, we align, and sometimes it's legitimate to give up on a vision and pick up another vision. In our case, the vision has been increasingly emboldened by the need in the market.